About a week ago in Japan and about a week from now in the US, we'll be seeing the release of the Nintendo new 2DS XL. That's a very long name. Okay, so normally I skip over this part of an unboxing or try to glance over it, but I actually want to emphasize this. It has a power cable. Now the reason why this is important is for some reason the new 3DS and the new 3DS XLs did not include power cables. I think the assumption being that Nintendo thought everyone was gonna upgrade. It's only $9-10 to get a power cable separately anyways. The point is, it's honestly kind of annoying. So the fact that the new 2DS comes with one, thank you. Thank you. And then of course we have the new 2DS XL. Now, while this does have the 2DS name in it, it's actually really just a revision of the new 3DS XL, the big difference being, aside from aesthetics, the fact that it lacks the 3D feature. This is also a lot lighter than the 3DS XL. I mean, probably because they removed the 3D function, but like you really notice it right away. I've used a 3DS XL before and it's much heftier. But yeah, so there we have the inside. So this is clearly a new DS design. Let's actually break down what all the different stuff in the name means for people that haven't kept up with every single revision Nintendo's done to the system. So starting with new. At a certain point, Nintendo started making new 3DSs, which is a very confusing name, but it is a very different system. It is more powerful, so it's able to support certain games that the old 3DSs cannot. It has additional buttons like this stick right here and these two shoulder buttons on the inside, and has a built-in NFC reader so you can actually scan amiibos directly on it rather than having to buy an adapter. Now, as for the 2DS part, like we've already talked about, it supports 2D gameplay only, no 3D like the 3DSs do, although honestly that's a function that's been dying off more and more with every game release. As for XL, well, that's just noting the fact that it is the larger overall design, giving bigger screens for more viewability, and more importantly really, if you're an adult, it is a much more comfortable grip compared to the smaller designs, which can very easily give you hand cramps if you're over the age of like 13. Now, like I said earlier, the main thing that makes this one different from the 3DS XL is the exclusion of 3D functions, but there's actually more to it than that. There's a lot of changes to the actual physical design of the system. While it does look a little similar at first glance, aside from having this little border design and a little grating here, which I actually really like the look of, this is a just better looking system to me. Once again, I always love systems that have a two-tone approach, not just one single color. But one thing that's immediately kind of weird is the fact that it actually has a flap here for revealing the DS card. Normally it's just an open thing that you just put in right away. Now you have to open this flap here, which reveals not only where you put the DS cartridge, but more importantly, also the micro SD. Something that was really, really annoying about the new 3DS and new 3DS XL is that the micro SD slot was behind the back plate. So I mean, we have the audio file right here. Oh, stylus, which is really tiny. Why is this so small? Okay, no. Honestly, I think this is a solid upgrade over the new 3DS XL. My only complaint really being the stubby little stylus. Everything else is perfectly fine. I mean, yeah, it doesn't support 3D in games, but that doesn't really matter. So few games actually make full use of it in an interesting way, and honestly, it's ended up being more of a gimmick than something actually functional. And this thing beats the 3DS XL out in every other way. I mean, just the design of it and not having stupid little designs like having the SD card hidden behind the backplate. It's just a solid upgrade at a lower price. But that's not the real question. The real question is, in 2017, when the Switch exists, is it really worth grabbing the 6th version of a system that came out back in 2011? Maybe. Obviously, there are situations where upgrading to a system like this just does not make sense. For instance, if you already own a new 3DS XL, or even just a new 3DS, this isn't going to offer you anything interestingly different for paying $150 all over again for a new system, aside from being probably the best looking out of the group. However, if you never owned a 3DS before, this is honestly the best and really final time you should be grabbing one. And even if you own one of the original systems, it's actually kind of worth spending $150 to upgrade to this. I mean, there's a number of games that straight up require a new system to work, such as Xenoblade 3D. There are other games that don't necessarily require it, but honestly run really terribly without it, like Hyrule Warriors. And there are also a full catalog of SNES Virtual Console games that can only be played on new 3DS systems. Ever since the Switch was released though, there's been this ongoing question of which exact systems is it replacing? Is it only replacing the Wii U? Is it replacing the 3DS? Is it both? And honestly, I think by this point it's pretty clear that it's only replacing the Wii U. I mean really, let's look at what these two systems have in common. They're portable systems released by Nintendo. That is it. I mean, the experiences from them are very different. The Switch is much more traditional gaming that can be done at home or on the go, while the 3DS line is offering games that offer this dual screen and touchscreen experience that is unique to it. Now, of course, you can make the argument, well, the Wii U also had 2 screens. The Wii U also had a touchscreen interface. Why is it that the Switch succeeds that and not the 3DS? And the answer is, well, it really didn't make use of its touchscreen in an interesting or meaningful way, made evidenced by the fact that all the biggest games from the Wii U have been making their way to the Switch. If the question is it worth grabbing a 2DS XL when the Switch exists, the answer is yes. If your question is, which one should I grab first? That's a little murkier. Do you want to spend $300 and get the new hotness with all the new games coming out in it? Go for the Switch. Do you want to spend half that much money to get a system that has a library full of games 6 years in the making? Go for the 2DS. Either way, it's a great decision, and honestly, it's worth grabbing both.